This episode is sponsored by football's ultimate survival game. Let's see who's the final one standing.
Wagwan, people!
Yeah.
We are back for the Fourever Arsenal. Listen, we're all a little bit doom and gloom, but I'm not. It's a proper shootout now. Bring it on. Didn't get the result yesterday. Man City 2, Arsenal 1. Gutted. Thought we played really, really well, but for me, how can you play like that, guys, and not play like that against Bournemouth? But before I start, introduce my elite team. And I say elite because one's not here, so it's only three of us today. So it's free. How can we get around that, Because
Fourever Arsenal.
Fourever Arsenal.
Yeah, we'll take it.
You know what I mean? We'll take that, yeah.
Yeah, we'll take that.
So I've got my main man Curtis here. How you doing?
Good to see you. Good to see you both.
My main man,
Hey,
Jack.
my hero.
Oh, thank you very much. But listen, should we do the William Hill first and get that because that's a positive.
For you, yeah.
And very positive for me. So this show, right, is brought to us by William Hill, final one standing. And let's talk about beat judges. I believe that we all got through. Is that correct?
We're through.
We're all through.
Three different games.
Different
Three
games.
different wins.
61,000 people entered the league, and yes, I've already got further than Robbie. And Robbie, when the pressure's off, he goes and does the business because he copied me and went for Leeds United,
You just can't handle the pressure, mate. It's just Robbie, innit?
So, listen, the winners, if the winners outlast me, they can get a share of £50,000, Now, £1 everybody got. William Hill, by the way, sent me a personal message thanking me for keeping the game going. Not rounding up it's 98p to £1 for Robbie, So, listen, I think you got very, very lucky in this, didn't you?
Look, mate.
You
Villa?
went for Villa.
Because you know what? I checked it. I saw 3-1. I thought, yeah, that's in. And then I checked. I was like, what? It's 3-0. I'm out already. And then big Tammy Abraham with a 93rd minute winner, so kept me in it.
Yeah, big up Morgan Gibbs-White, man. Sending Spurs down, saving the day for me. I'll take it.
You went for Forest?
I went for Forest.
Was that 1-0 down at half-time?
1-0 down and then Gibbs-White slaps 3 in. So
He nearly signed for them as well, didn't he?
Nearly signed for Tottenham, now he's sending them down. My guy. I wouldn't mind him at Arsenal, to be honest. Good player.
So from that point of view, results went well for us. I went for Leeds United, as I said. So did Robbie. He copied me.
He had to copy someone with
ball
knowledge.
He had to copy someone with a bit of ball knowledge. Exactly right. That's why I like you, Jack. So, now listen, if you're still in the game, this is important, guys, right? Yeah, you have to have your picks in by 8 p.m. on Wednesday because there's 2 games on Wednesday. I didn't know that until I was told. So you have to put your picks in before Wednesday because there's 2 games because of the FA Cup. So what we're going to do?
We got to check the fixtures.
It's City against Burnley, isn't it?
City versus Burnley. I'll tell you what one I'm going. I'm going to leave them. I'm going to leave them out of it,
Because you want to pick them later on, don't you? When it's
2 are coming out for me. Liverpool versus Palace. Liverpool. Or do I go for the Gunners against Newcastle?
You know what? Go on, Arsenal. I'm going Arsenal.
You're going Arsenal?
I'm going with you, Jack. Let's have the Gunners.
All knowledge, boys.
We're going the Arsenal, What are you going to go for? If you get another one, Arsenal don't win, you could actually beat judges.
I'm going Liverpool. Palace at home.
Yeah, Palace are on, bit of a drink up, aren't they? So.
Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to wait to see what Robbie does. And then if he goes Arsenal, then I might change to Liverpool. If he goes Liverpool,
just don't feel Robbie.
Stay away from his predictions,
We got till Wednesday at 8.
Yeah,
we got Wednesday at 8, so make sure you get your picks in. Listen, by Wednesday, 8 p.m, it's very, very important. Now, don't miss out, because if you don't do it by then, you will not beat the judge. So you have to do that, Now, listen, scan the QR code or click the link below to get involved. Now, it's 18 plus, UK and Ireland only. Always gamble responsibly. Full terms and conditions apply. All in the link below. Well, there we go.
There's the positivity gone.
There's the positivity.
Get that out of the way.
Let's go on to the negativity. Yesterday. It's a big blow, isn't it? Who wants to go first?
Curtis, tell me the truth. What's happening?
The
Now
audience.
listen,
Go on. You lead the way. Give us the intro, and then I'm gonna.
I'll lead the way. Listen, I've looked back at the game. I'm going to be really honest about it. Like, you know, I'm fuming more so at the way we played against Bournemouth and not yesterday. Why didn't we play that? Why don't we turn up with that enthusiasm, that belief and everything? I thought we played really well yesterday. I don't care what anybody says. I've watched it back 500 times now. I still believe that is a sending off. They go down to 10 men and it's a different game. And I know people are going, oh, well, there's not this and that. If that was down the other end, a Haaland on Gabriel, it would have been given.
Gabriel should have gone as well.
Yes, yeah. I get that. And I'm going to, before we go into anything, I don't care. Gary Neville going, I can't believe these pundits are saying, oh, you don't want to see players getting sent off or not. I see a player get sent off last week for tugging a strand of hair. Yeah. Right? Yeah, and he's sitting and having a 3-game ban. What Gabriel done yesterday is a sending off offence, right? Letter of the law. And you can't ask for it in one hand and not have it on the other, you know. Sending off changes the game, as far as I'm concerned. You know, I think it goes against Havertz because I do think he goes down a little bit too easy and all that. But there was another part of the game because I watched it again, you know, to my sins. I watched the extended highlights when I got home last night because I couldn't sleep. Nketiah in the last minute goes past their player. It's a blatant foul. Play on he goes again. But I do believe, I watched it again a couple of times, it does make it too theatrical, you know what I mean? I have to say that, but it's a foul. But at the end of the day, I think, we went toe-to-toe with them. And I'm disappointed, you know. But it's now... listen, everybody, coming out of there yesterday, Man City fans thinks it's done and dusted. It's not, you know what I mean? Arsenal win all their games, score more goals than them. You know, it's still on. Listen, the chances are that it's not. But I'll tell you what, I don't want us to... But Arsenal still got a chance. You can't give up now. I know as bad as it is, we cannot give up. And, you know, that hurt yesterday. I thought we played really, really well at times. But I've got to talk about it. Whacker. I know what I like to do to him, you know.
Do you want to change his nickname now? You was calling him King Kai.
King Kai, you know what I mean?
Should be the cleaner.
God, Kai, what are you doing? Listen, fine margins. If he scores that goal, he's man of the match. I thought it was a great decision. We called for it. Yeah. Listen, I thought it was Martinelli that put it in. It was Trossard that puts the ball in. You've got to, if you're elite, you've got to score that to win. That wins us, or possibly wins us the league. And he doesn't even get it on target. I could not believe it. You know what I mean? You have to score that, and he's gone from hero to zero in my mind now. You know what I mean? You've got to score that, Kai. You know what I mean? And listen, I think the manager now is under massive amounts of pressure. He's just got to. We've got to back him to the end of the season to see how it goes. You know, because we're still in the Champions League. The conversation we had about that was if we went out of the Champions League. We're still in the Champions League, so that conversation's gone. We've just got to go there and we're I'm not as gutted yesterday as I was at Bournemouth. Bournemouth was you know what I mean? I look back at it, always at home we slip up at home. Liverpool never went for it. You know, Bournemouth, what sort of performance and tactics was that when I look back? When I see that yesterday, and I see what I see at Bournemouth, you know what I mean? I can't get over that Bournemouth game, but so obviously you guys think it's done now, yeah?
Listen, the players have to keep going. They can't wave the white flag because you never know in football. But for me, I find it difficult to praise yesterday's performance that much. I always think in elite sport, when you lose, you know what I mean, you've got to be careful praising a defeat too much. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And like you said, it is fine margins. I think if you watch that game, the performance was a lot better, but I never really sat there for much of that game and thought we're going to win this. Maybe when Havertz gets that chance, you think, if he scores or Eze. But I think the better team won yesterday. I honestly do. I still look at that performance yesterday. I think some of our players didn't turn up. I thought Nani was awful. Havertz misses 2 sitters. You know, I thought we lost the midfield battle. Overall,
Definitely.
I thought Bernardo and Cherki at times, it was like playground football. Thought Gabriel against Haaland was poor. Like you said, I thought Saliba was getting the better of him.
Yeah.
He then moved over to Gabriel and got Gabriel emotional, didn't he? Should have been sent off for the head. But look, we put in a decent performance, but I just... we're top of the league. And I almost thought we went there with a mentality like they were top of the league and let's see what we can do against them. And we put in a decent performance and, well, we lost. You know, we've played Man City 3 times this season. They were vulnerable when they came to the Emirates. We didn't beat them. They bopped us at the cup final and they beat us yesterday. They tried, but listen, we didn't lose the league yesterday. We lost the league drawing against Forest, Brentford, drawing against Liverpool with no attack at home, drawing against City when he took Haaland off and had no attacker, losing to Bournemouth, 2-0 up at Wolves. That's your title, Michele. It wasn't Man City yesterday. We should have been able to lose yesterday and still be 6 or 8, 9 points clear today. But it's all too little too late. That's why the praise of that performance for me, I kind of hold back on it because I think, well, why do you think that you can... I think that's 1 win in 6 in all competitions.
Yeah.
Pretty sure the Sporting Lisbon away.
Yeah, he's the only
so why
one.
do you think you can then suddenly rock up to the Etihad and go, it's a big game today, lads, you know, we'll put in a performance. Well, why didn't you do that against Bournemouth? What about Southampton? Arteta keeps saying we're going to bounce back. You should have bounced back 4 weeks ago. And we're still sitting here waiting for it. Now, look, the title isn't over, but let's be honest, from this point here, you expect Man City to win the league. Let's be honest. They've got the momentum. Their players are on form. Their squad is fit. Their manager looks like he's having the time of his life. Cherki's the most informed player in the league at the moment. Haaland's scoring. They're bringing on players like Foden and Reinders. We don't know where Saka is. We don't know where Timber is. Calafiori gets injured. Odegaard gets injured, comes back. Yesterday for me, Mikel Arteta, I quite like the fact that he changed the team. And it kind of worked. Let's be honest, 100%. It worked. Havertz played well, but then he misses the chances. You take Eze off when you need a goal. The creative spot, the guy that's got that bit of magic that they've got with Cherki would be our Eze. And you drag him off the pitch, leave Odegaard and Havertz on for night who've been injured for a while. And then your top goal scorer, whatever we think about him, you're bringing him on for 6 minutes when you need a goal. I don't even know if he touched the ball.
I
honestly don't think he touched the ball in that 6 minutes.
We'll talk about the decisions and we'll talk about Arteta in a moment. General thoughts?
You know what? It's similar to Curtis in the way of like, oh mate. You know what it is that I can't even be angry. Like at Bournemouth, I was fuming. I was thinking we've thrown the league away. It's done. I can't believe it. These players are a disgrace. But as you all know, I predicted us to lose anyway. I predicted us to lose. I went into the game thinking we were going to lose. We played the game, we lost. So I can't even be that angry.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I was upset, you know. Like I was actually upset last night. I went home like upset. I was in a mood. I didn't want to talk to no one. I just went home to bed. If you saw me, I was at Box Park. I'm wearing the same outfit as I was at Box Park. I couldn't even get out of bed this morning, you know what I mean? I nearly turned up late again. It's all going wrong, isn't it?
It's a bad attitude, Jack. You know,
mate, my head's in the bin, mate. I can't lie to you. But do you know what it is that annoys me so much is, like you said, that I actually really liked the mentality of the performance yesterday. I don't think you can actually question the mentality of the squad. You can question the quality, i.e. Madueke. He's not good enough to be playing for Arsenal at this level. There's certain other players.
When he's not fit.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if he wasn't fit or he's fit.
It was an injury.
But I've seen him fully fit and he's still just as bad, so it don't really matter to me. And then I just question exactly what you just said. Where was that front foot press? Where was that determination, the mentality against Bournemouth, against Wolves, against Southampton? Because we've just shown yesterday that we can do it against arguably the most informed team in Europe. So why can't we do it at Bournemouth at home? That tells me that either the manager's telling the players to do something different, or the players just thought, it's Bournemouth at home, we'll beat them, it's all right, it's an easy one, which shows me that they're not ready to win a title. So, I don't know, there's a couple performances. I thought Declan Rice, how long have we gone player of the season? Our best midfielder, one of the best in the world. I thought he could have done more yesterday in terms of putting his stomp on the game. I don't think he was bad, but was he world class yesterday? No. I thought, like you said, Cherki and Bernardo were running rings around him. Zubimendi, again, I'm not really sure what he brings to the team in big games. when we're not dominating the ball, what does he bring? Because he's not a defensive midfielder. He's not an attacking midfielder. He's not controlling tempo because we couldn't touch the ball for most of the game. He's not a goal threat. He's not stop. So why is he on the pitch? In my opinion, obviously he did come off with 5-10 minutes to go.
6 minutes, I think he come off.
But realistically, as soon as that second goal went in, I would have took him off straight away and brought Gyökeres on, or brought someone on, or brought Trossard on earlier, or something. Daumann. But instead, we left him on there when he was doing nothing. It's like instead of being, proactive, we're being reactive again, and I think that's cost us a lot this season. Eze, once again, why did he come off the pitch? I thought he came into his own yesterday, especially that sort of 10-15 minute period in the second half where we had them couple chances. He was at the centre of all of them. So you've then gone, you've looked at that and gone, let's take him off. I don't know if he was knackered. I don't know. But then if he's knackered, then that's on him. Because why are you knackered in a game like this? Be tired after. Miss the next game. I don't care. You've not played every game this season. You had, about a month, 2 months on the bench. You've played a lot less minutes than half our squad. You've got no excuse there. You've got players like Zubimendi, no matter how, I criticise him, he's played pretty much 99% of games this season. Didn't see him complaining about being tired or something. I don't know. Havertz, again, I thought he was the best player on the pitch. In my opinion, I thought he was the best player on the pitch. But once again, can't even praise him for that because then when it came to the critical point, he threw it in the bin. And I feel like that's been the story of Havertz a lot, hasn't it? That where he's arguably the answer to all our issues everywhere, apart from putting the ball in the net. Yeah, and it makes you sit there. Imagine Gyökeres had Havertz's ability and football IQ. We'd have the best striker in the world. Yeah. Or imagine if Havertz had Gyökeres' finishing, best striker in the world. But once again, we got one that can do all this and one that can't do anything. And I don't know. The only thing that does worry me is that I can't see us outscoring City, because you could say that even if we win every single game to the end of the season, we flip the switch, we go, boom, we're going to win every single game. Do you trust a front three of Martinelli, Gyökeres, Madueke to outscore Semenyo, Doku, Haaland, Shirky? Even if we're both on form, they've got a better forward line. Yeah, we might keep more clean sheets than them, but we might win a lot of games 2-0. I can see them winning a lot 5-1, 4-1. And that's what I think. If they win, they'll have more. Or if they win their game in hand, no matter, I think they're one goal behind us. So if they win, they're going to have more goal difference. They're going to be
above us by the time
because they'll beat Burnley. I think by a couple of goals,
by about 3, I think.
Yeah. So if they say they win Burnley 3-0, they're going to have 2 more goals than us on goal difference. They'd have scored more, so their goals for will be higher than us as well. So that means we're going to have to not only win every single game, we're going to have to outscore City by 2. And if you look at their fixtures, they're not too dissimilar to us. I could say Everton away is maybe going to be a tricky one for them.
I think Bournemouth away is not a game where you're going to go, right, they're going to go and win 3
Well, judging by Semenyo, I don't know if you guys saw Semenyo's comments. He was on the phone to the Bournemouth team before they played us saying, oh yeah, come on, do us a favour and do all this. Hopefully, they got a bit of pride about them. See their manager's leaving now.
It's his last game at Bournemouth on the home game. So, look, listen, I don't think you can, at the end of the day, worry about other teams and that. We had our chance. It was you know what I mean, we were at Bournemouth or whatever, it was our thing. I expect Newcastle to come and give us a good game, but I expect every team that plays against us not to roll over, so I expect it the other way round as well, so at the end of it, I totally agree with what you're saying there. We've got to talk about the game management. I look at that yesterday with Eze. I thought in that period of our best play in the second half, he was the man. The only reason I can think that he come off is because he's been injured. But then Odegaard is what you just turned around and said of just he's just come back and played the 90 minutes, and also couldn't he have just said to him, give me another 10? You got 3 days off if you want next. We ain't got a game in midweek. Can you? I just don't understand why he done that. What I mean? And I look at it and I just think that was where a little bit of I don't know. I can't say it's caution because we're losing.
Yeah, that's what I didn't get. And I'd love to criticise everything, but I think the way the game was lost for me personally, I wanted Madueke off, of course, so I can't complain too much. I thought that was a shocking first half, and he's been shocking all season. So I don't know why he started in the first place. We knew what was going to happen. He weren't going to score. He weren't going to get an assist. We know that's going to happen. He's going to play next week. He's not going to score. He's not going to get an assist. I can guarantee it. Just like I guarantee to run the ball out the pitch. We know what's going to happen. But Martinelli, you've been at the club how long? You've played against City how many times? You've scored against City a handful of times. You know how to play in the system. You've played with all these players before. Why are you not tracking your man? Why? You've just seen Eze. Okay, so is Arteta going to be ruthless with Martinelli now? Martinelli shouldn't see the pitch till the end of the season, though. Because when Eze lost his man and didn't track his man, we didn't see him for 2 months. So if we're going by that, or has Arteta
Still
got
a lot
favourites?
more to do after that.
But has Arteta got favourites? Because Martinelli lost his man. He's got his captain. Watch the video clip back. His captain standing there, arm out, pointing exactly where to go, screaming at him, mark Nico O'Reilly. What happens? The ball gets to Nico O'Reilly. He walks in a straight line all the way to the goal, crosses it in.
That's the thing. He picked up that ball. And I get what you're saying, but he's picked up that ball in his own half. And
someone could have snapped him before then.
Yes.
Of course.
Take him out, take a ball.
Get across
But before
there.
it even gets to that, all Martinelli needs to do is just stand in position. And we had that in that first half, that first sort of 10, 15, where it was up and down and up and down. Our press was so, they couldn't get out.
I think they wore us down.
But Martinelli, that's my point. If that was Madueke, fair enough. He's playing.
But he'd just come on at
He's
half
50
time.
minutes in. He's half injured. His quality's never going to be there, but you can sort of forgive him for maybe the fitness. He might not be able to run up and down. But Martinelli's been on the pitch for 5 minutes. He's also probably our quickest player. Why is he not
I hear what
attacking?
you're saying, but I think
criminal.
a
lot more happened after.
Gabriel should do a lot better on the back post. I'm sorry, he should.
Of course, but it's prevention, man. Genuinely, I'm so solid on this.
Zubimendi leaves O'Reilly as well.
Zubimendi leaves him. Gabriel could have done better. Raya might have. I don't know. Raya maybe could have come out and closed. I don't know. There's so many things that could have happened after that to stop that goal.
Stop the first
But
bit.
stop the first. You're asking Gabriel to outmuscle Haaland. Even on the best day, it's going to be a tough ask. But yeah, could he do it? Could he have done better? Yeah. But you know what was the easiest way to stop all of this? Stand in your position. You're not asking Martinelli to beat 10 men. Stand in your position. Nico O'Reilly just run through you, bro.
To be honest, that Nico O'Reilly, I don't
Quality player, by the way.
Quality player. He's done it a couple of times. In the cup, he's done it to Saka.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he's done it a few times. I thought he was superb again yesterday. I think he's a very, very good player.
Yeah.
Comfortable on the ball. But I think that Zubimendi should have come across a lot earlier than what he did. But let's talk about the team first of all, because we've all said it. I don't want to. I'm desperate for Noni to do well, really.
We all are. That's the point.
First and foremost, I hear in the week that Saka's been playing injured. Right? Why? We've bought a £50 million player. Why is Saka not being taken out? That's the first question. Two, this is what really annoys me about Arteta. Two, he then plays Noni, who clearly isn't fit. And you've got Max Dowman on there. The three options he could have done, Max Dowman could have played out there, right, from the start. Big risk. Didn't even come on yesterday, by the way. Scandalous.
That's crazy.
What he's done against Everton is scandalous that he hasn't really hardly seen any minutes in the Premier League since, right? The other option was to play Martinelli out there, right? A fit Martinelli, right? Even a fit Jesus out there would have been another option. But he chose to play Noni, who's half injured, and makes it to half time. I'm sorry, it's decisions like that I look at and I have to say, look, I have to question him. I have to question him.
Do you know the word is favouritism? Unfortunately, this manager will go out on a limb to prove his point.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? It's unbelievable that more pressure isn't put on him about Chelsea, about this guy recruiting players from Chelsea. How many of these guys you've signed? How can you think that a guy, Chelsea are finishing below us in the table recently. How can you think, let me go to a Chelsea team and sign a player that can't get into their team, that they're willing to sell? How do you think he's going to come to Arsenal and be a success? We did the same with Havertz, we did the same with Sterling, same again with Noni. Willian, it's been happening for about 15 years and we still keep doing it. You got Ethan out on loan to get this Noni Madueke in the team. Chelsea fans don't rate him. They were happy when they sold him. They were happy when they sold Havertz. They said David Luiz was past his best. They said Peter Cech was past his best. And they knew Raheem Sterling was finished and we still keep going there. And this manager, I mean, like you said, Eze, I actually don't think Eze in the first half was that good. I love Eze. He got caught on the ball two or three times.
He'd come two inwards.
He then had the best period of the game. That counter-attack, he rolls it into Odegaard, gives it to Havertz for the one-on-one, and then he has the chance that hits the post. You're thinking, Eze's turned up now. This is his moment. He scored the winning goal against City in the FA Cup final. So he is somebody that can get the better of that team. And I was actually sitting there going, we need Gyökeres and Max Dalman now. We need to go. It's 1-1, roll the dice. And they pan the screen and I see Ben White and Trossard coming on. Now, Ben White, okay, Mosquera's on a yellow.
Yeah, I get that
Who
one.
was giving him a bit of trouble. But you're bringing on Trossard and I'm thinking, probably Odegaard's going to come off. Just come back from injury. He'll move Eze to the 10 and put Trossard on the left. And he's bringing off Eze and I'm just like, did you even buy these players? Has Berta really forced these players upon you when you didn't really want them? Because where's the belief? Like, I'm looking at Cherki, he's having the time of his life. Look how he gave it to our fans when he scored, man. That arrogance.
I ain't got a problem with that, really.
It's football, innit? You know what I mean? You've earned the right to do that. But I just think, I've said so many times, this manager's too cautious. I'd rather we went down swinging. Why can't you put Gyökeres up front with Havertz with 20 minutes to go and go, if we win this game, we can win the league title. Why not go for it?
We did go out. Listen, if you go out and if you play like that every week.
We did play toe to toe.
We went toe to toe. If you play like that every week, you'd be a little bit more. But you know where I think this is? I'm going to bring up, like, everybody goes on about this Berta, like, you know what I mean? I don't know if he was a part of this Noni Madueke deal.
He must have signed off on it.
Signed off it, like, you know what I mean? Like, so who makes that final decision? But again, are we going to learn our lessons in January?
No.
Transfer window, like, you know what I mean? You've got to strengthen in. They've gone and done it, and we didn't. You know what I mean? In fact, we made ourselves weaker by letting Wanyeri go. Like,
and Marino gets injured.
And then Marino gets injured, who's a big loss for it, by the way.
Yeah.
You know, like, you can't go on going on about injuries, but Marino,
Timber,
Saka, Calafiori, these can happen in. You know what I mean? Like, especially with the long seasons that you have, like, you know, you looked at that January and thought, again, it's not the first time done nothing and come up short, you know, and that is one of the things. I think that they were sailing without a paddle, if you like, in January. City, the areas that they were weak in, they went and bought.
Quality players.
Players in there. And they're two players that we could have pushed for as well, like, you know. I'm not saying that we'd have got them or whatever, but that is one for it. I've got to talk about the unavailability of certain players. I've got to say, look, listen, I thought my man of the match yesterday, you know, was in Cappy. I thought he defended really well. Like, Semenyo never got a kick all game. Did not get a kick on him all game, like. But just going forward, he lacks something, like, you know what I mean? What Calafiori's got, you know what I mean? But again, nowhere to be seen, Calafiori, like, you know what I mean? Like, Timber been running to the ground. Why has he been running to the ground? Because we've not had the sufficient cover on that side, like, you know. Mosquera again done well yesterday, like, you know. But I look at it like players are playing too much in there, like, you know. But
you've just said it there, Lee. Like, why has it taken till I think it was about February to start playing Mosquera at right back? Arteta must have known that he can do a job. He's just done a job against Doku. Doku didn't come out of a goal and assist that game. Yeah, he might have got taken past him a few times, but overall game, you say he did all right. Centre back out of position, he did all right. Do I trust him to have a game at Forest? Yeah, I would. I would trust Mosquera at right back against Nottingham Forest or Burnley. So when Timber's playing 90 minutes every single week for the first couple months of the season, why didn't we? I understand Ben White was injured at the start.
Yeah,
but why could Mosquera not play there? Because with Timber, he only got injured because he was playing 90 minutes every single week, and we could see him progressively get worse in his performances the more knackered he got. So you can say that one could have been prevented by just giving him a rest. There were games against like Portsmouth and There was games where players have played in them games where you think, why are they playing? With Calafiori though, it's a different story because let's not forget that guy cost like 40 odd million.
Yeah.
He's not a youth player. He's not someone that, you know, an unhidden gem or something like that. We paid a lot of money for this guy, and yeah, when he's on form and playing, quality, arguably one of the best in the league in his position. But we get that 3 times a season. Do you know who else was quality 3 times a season? Tomiyasu. I saw Tomiyasu lock up Salah about 2 times a year. But do you know why we got rid of him and cancelled his contract? Because he weren't fit. He couldn't stay fit. He'd give us 5 games a season and he was on 100 grand a week. So we cancelled his contract. We didn't even sell him, cancelled his contract. And he cost like 20 million. With Calafiori, it's at the point now, I don't care. He could go to Juventus or something and become the best and all this and win title. Good on him. But unfortunately, the Premier League's too physical for him. But is Arteta...
Down,
see the same way that Arteta is ruthless with, he comes out a lot and moans at Martinelli. I think he always names drops Martinelli when he misses a chance, and he's ruthless with Eze when Eze didn't track his man, and is he going to be ruthless in a transfer window? If he's still here anyway, but is he going to be ruthless in a transfer window? Is he going to look at Calafiori and go, well, you're not fit, mate. We can't be dealing with this all season. You're putting players like Hincapié in positions that they don't need to be in, where he's got to play every game. He can't settle in because you're not fit enough. Get rid of him. All right, we take a loss, who cares? That's on recruitment for making a bad buy and not checking his data, because he already had an ACL injury at Roma. He was already injured at Bologna, and then we went and signed him anyway. So that's on recruitment. Be ruthless. Madueke, yeah, we might have to pay 50 mil for you. Someone will buy him. He's English. Someone will come take 20, 30 million for him. Are we going to be that ruthless and take the loss and go, cut our losses? Sorry, we messed up. See you later. But he's not, is he? Because he's got a favourite.
Do you know what? Can I say two things quickly here? For me, one of the biggest mistakes that Arteta makes is, and I see it with Pep and Klopp and these guys, when they sign a player, they know the right time to get rid of them. Liverpool signed Darwin Núñez, 70 odd million. After a couple of years, they can see this ain't working. The longer you keep him, his value is going to plummet. They cut their losses, get rid of him, right? You look at Pep with players like Sterling, who was still in form at the time, gets rid of him, falls off a cliff at Chelsea, and Grealish, and he knows the right time to move them on. We hang on and keep going and keep going. We signed Zinchenko and Jesus. We've recognised you've had your use, now we've got to move on. The same thing now needs to happen with another group of players. You shouldn't be going to the Etihad starting Kai Havertz up front. The day he walked into the football club, which was 2019, we had a better striker up front that day than the one that we had yesterday. Now, if you've spent over $1 billion, your team should be better all over the pitch than the team that you had 7 years ago. The other thing on top of that, what he does, he runs players into the ground, smashes them up, then you can't sell them, and then you've got to bring the next one in. Because Ben White, 2 or 3 years ago, was one of the best right-backs in the league. Yep. You've smashed him up. You've brought in Timber, now you've smashed him up. Because as you've said so many times on this channel when we're previewing games, don't play Timber, play Ben White, or don't play this guy, play Norgard. But he refuses to do it. When he should rotate, when the pressure's not on, he doesn't do it, and then he does it when he's forced into doing it.
And that's the difference.
And that's the problem.
I've had a good think about things and all that. You look at Pep, why are they so strong at the back end of the season? It's because if you go to the beginning of the season, a lot of those players are not playing.
Yeah, look at Reinders, 60 odd million. Yeah. He started most of them first few games.
Foden was player of the year.
So like, Cherky's coming.
Yeah, but it's Pep going there going, but he costs 60 million, we have to pay him.
No.
He's going, I'll play Nico O'Reilly there. I'd rather play Nico O'Reilly.
It's the biggest game of the season yesterday. Let's discuss it. It is the biggest game and your striker that you've paid the money and he's top goal scorer. Listen, me and you called it and said that we didn't want him playing in this game because we felt that Havertz would be better for the connecting. And I think we was proved,
it paid off,
we was proved right. But what does that tell you when...
Our marquee signing.
The guy that was going to take us to the title isn't playing. What message does that send out now? And what message does that send out going forward now? Because...
He's going to be on the bench this weekend.
What, against Newcastle?
Yeah, I think he'll look at that Havertz performance and think, yeah, you've done enough, even though he missed the chances. He never mentioned his name in the press conference either. He protected him. So I think Gyökeres will be on the bench.
To be honest, generally, it's so annoying that he missed that chance because, like you said, I'm in full agreement. You pay that amount of money. He's one of the highest, if not highest paid player.
Highest, yeah.
You've got to be finishing them chances. But then when he goes and plays like he did, it's sort of you're stuck in two minds because you're thinking, you've just given us a performance that Gyökeres is fully not capable of. Gyökeres can't do what he done yesterday. And then you sit there and he misses that and you go, oh, well, what now? Because do we reward him for not being clinical?
That's the problem we got now, is if you're going to win this league, you've got to outshoot.
Yeah.
Listen, I look at yesterday, Haaland. I felt he weren't great. I thought Havertz was better than him. He weren't great yesterday, but what he done was his presence, and he had 2 chances yesterday. Yeah. One he fluffed when we put in the first half when he puts it wide. The second one, bang, goal. That's the difference. Yeah. Yeah. You know what I mean? I reckon if he had had that header that
he scores.
He scores. Yeah. My problem with Gyökeres is he never.
He wouldn't even have been there. He wouldn't have been there.
Kai Havertz gets into those positions and doesn't score them. Havertz, Gyökeres, I don't see him getting into that position. I know he come on with 6, but I'm not blaming him in any shape or form. As you said, he didn't get a touch. We don't play to his strengths. That's one of the reasons, we're now 9 months into it. We don't play to his strengths. Dare I say, someone said on Twitter yesterday, cut your losses with him. I don't know if that's the right thing to do.
If we're going to keep Arteta, we might as well. If Arteta is the manager next season, then what's the point of Gyökeres? What's the point?
Well, we got to get goals now, so realistically, if you're looking at it, right, we need to outscore Man City now, right? Yeah. I reckon in our next few games we've got to get a plus 10 goal average, right?
Yep.
At the end of the day, to stand any chance of it, you've got to have your top goal scorer
on the pitch.
On the pitch, surely. And I don't see him getting in, and that's my big problem here.
I think if you're going to play Gyökeres, you need creative players on the pitch.
Yeah.
You've seen when we've had Martinelli and Madueke, he gets nothing. So I honestly think Eze, Dauman, these guys
have to play
need to be playing now.
Would you change it? Would you change the midfield now? For me, the midfield now is Rice, Odegaard, Eze.
Listen, Manchester City yesterday had Rodri as a lone 6 with Cherki and Bernardo.
Yeah. So it can be
we
done.
Keep turning up with double pivot. Declan Rice, after Rodri, is the best 6 in the league.
Yeah.
People can tell me he's an 8. He's not an 8. Doesn't create, doesn't score. He can play in the 6 by himself. You don't need Zubomendi, especially at home against struggling
teams.
So
who would your midfield?
Well, Eze's got to play. Yeah, I'm playing Max Dauman on the right. I don't want Noni starting. Saka probably won't be fit. On the left, the left, every week we don't know you play on the left. You got to play Odegaard probably with Havertz. Odegaard.
I thought Odegaard done okay yesterday.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people have been giving him a lot of criticism. I thought he done okay yesterday.
Odegaard?
I don't think he was.
I actually wanted to bring something up about Odegaard because we do a lot.
I thought he was average.
We do a lot of criticism, and I think we've all been criticising Odegaard, and he is the captain. But if we look at yesterday, passes completed, Odegaard first. Chances created 4, Odegaard first. Final third passes completed 15 first. Expected assists first. Ball recoveries first. So he's got more ball. He's doing more ball recoveries.
I thought he done okay yesterday.
So he's doing his job. Obviously, yes. You could have, does he have the mentality sometimes, i.e. when he played Havertz through, could he have shot if he was a bit more confident? Could he have taken that himself? He had a bit more space. I don't know. He's not perfect, but we're quite easy to jump on him maybe compared to other players. Like you said, Eze in that first half wasn't great. Yes, he grew into it and had a really good performance, but in that first half, he wasn't great. But you see in them first 10 minutes, who was leading the press? Odegaard. Who put Havertz in them positions? Odegaard. Who didn't lose the ball? Yes, there was a couple of times he didn't jump into challenges.
Could you compare his performance to Bernardo or Cherki? And he played in the same role.
Yeah.
He was nowhere near as good as them.
He's away from home. It's a different sort of setup and all that. I thought he come in and done well.
He keeps the ball better.
Yeah, he keeps the ball well. He keeps us ticking over well.
And he don't stop running.
He's not going to pile into 50-50s,
No.
You know what I mean? 1, he's not that sort of player. 2, he's just coming back from injury. I know I'm not making that excuse. That's the way it is. He's on there to do different things. I'm with you now. I think that the midfield has to change. I think, listen, I'm going to say it now, it's going to be entertaining from now on. You can't be sitting on 1-0s.
But is Arteta going to be thinking like that?
You know what
I reckon Zubomendi and Rice will play.
I can tell you exactly right now what Arteta's going to think. He's going to go into them games and he's going to take the 1-0s because in his head he's going to be going, don't worry, City's going to drop points. We'll rely on City dropping points.
Can you afford to do that?
No, you can't, but you know he's going to do it.
Of course you can't.
I think if you're 1-0 up against Newcastle, I want to see us go for 2. If we're 2-0 up against Newcastle,
I think 1-0 up, he'll be thinking, we can't gamble, we've got to make sure we
need
win.
the 3 points.
We'll be thinking, go and beat them 2 or 3-0. He'll be thinking, I'll take 1-0. You've seen it all this season.
Yeah, but
he's cautious.
It's time to rip that script up in it and go down another route.
Yeah, but he didn't do it against Liverpool at home. Why do you think he's going to do it now?
Because it's a shootout.
He didn't even do it against Forest away.
Yeah.
Because it was points. And it is now. It's not in our hands no more. I think all those times it was. I know they're going on those games. Even if we drew, when we went not in front, our draw still keeps us in front. Still, a draw against Liverpool still keeps us in front. A 1-0 don't keep us in front no more. It keeps us behind. He's got to change. He has to change. Listen, if he doesn't change, I don't see us winning this league, and then there's no hope for him. Do you know the game that worries me more than anything, guys? Someone brought it up yesterday, and then it's the Fulham game. The Fulham game's in between the Champions League games.
We struggle against them.
And we've dropped points. He said, like, Sunderland was after a Champions League game. Man United, we dropped points, was after a Champions League game. Bournemouth, Champions League game. Man City, obviously, a Champions League game. There's another game as well that he mentioned where we dropped points after after Champions League games and all that. Like, and this is what I say about Mikel. Like, you know what I mean? He doesn't. I've had arguments, and I've been mocked with it. He ain't here. But I've been mocked by it when I've said, you've got to rest players, you've got to rotate and all that. No, you have to rotate. Yeah. You're playing in 2 big competitions. You have to trust your squad to get you over the line. And he hasn't done it. Like Declan Rice has played too many games. I think Declan Rice was okay yesterday, but you're telling me he's as fresh as a daisy? No, he's not. You know what I mean? But we're going to have to play him. I look at Zuba. Them 2 in there have played more games than anything. Like, why don't he play Miles Lewis-Skelly in there? Like,
we haven't seen it, have we?
Haven't seen it all season.
Criminal.
And do you know why we haven't seen it? We was meant to see it at Wigan at home.
Yeah, and then injuries.
And then who gets injured in the warm-up? Calafiori. Yeah. It's cost us again, like, you know what I mean? And you know, we might have, for instance, if Calafiori stays fit that day, he plays left back. Miles Lewis-Skelly plays in midfield. We go, wow, we've got something different. But because of injuries, he was not forced. He couldn't do it, like, you know.
But yeah, that annoys me again because, you know, in that run City had at the start of the season, I think they were winless in like 3 right at the start. They lost to Brighton. Nico O'Reilly was playing. Nico O'Reilly was playing in them games, and he looked poor. I was looking at him thinking, cool. They've gone from this and the Carl Walkers and all these great players to this. I'm thinking, it's all on Liverpool. We don't even have to worry about them. But Pep put his trust in him. He went, you know what? We're going to play you through this. I'm going to coach you. I'm going to teach you how to deal with all this. And now we'd all probably sit here and agree he's young player of the season. I don't think he's got anyone to sort of contest him for that.
No doubt.
Yeah. So impressive.
But then when Lewis-Skelly has a bad game, because I think it was a cup game, I can't remember actually which one it was, but he had a bad game. Arteta's gone, that's it, see you later. Where's the faith? Where's the, you know what, you might have had a bad game, but I've seen you at the Bernabeu handle Vinicius and Mbappe and stuff, so I know you can do it. Let me try and work something out. He's just gone, no, see you later. But when Madueke has a bad game, it's, he did cost 50 mil, so I might as well just play him anyway. That's what confuses me. Why is certain players allowed to have bad games, but other players can't? If Nwaneri has a bad game, he gets loaned out. If Lewis-Skelly has a bad game, he gets sent to the reserves. If Eze has a bad game, he holds bench for 2 months. Why is Madueke allowed to have a bad game every week? When was the last time Madueke scored?
Well, listen, I don't want to go too much on Madueke. It's not worked.
No.
At the end of the day.
And it's not all his fault either.
It's not all his fault.
He didn't sign himself, did he? But
At the end of the day, I look at that yesterday. If you go, I know he's only 16. But he's done more in the last few games than you know. I'll go back to Mansfield away. I know it's Mansfield and Southampton was his 2 starts. So did Madueke start in those games as well. Like, who was the better player?
Yeah, exactly.
Who was the better player? Who come on against Everton and changed it for us? Like, he has hardly played a Premier League minute since.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and yesterday he's sitting on the bench. He's not coming on. You know, so it'd be really interesting. Where do we go from here? Where do we go? As fans now, you got the whole country mocking us and all that, like, you know.
Yeah, a little bit on that, by the way. Like, I know we're hated, and I know some of us might ask for it and all this, but one, I've never met an Arsenal fan in real life that has gone, we're definitely winning the quadruple.
No,
the quadruple is ours.
I've never said
so
that.
I don't know where this talk comes from, because if you even watch this podcast, you've got like us 3 sitting on here going, I don't know, or I think, so I don't know where this narrative has come from that we're all confident that we're winning the quadruple, a thing that no other team has ever done before, which seems to be the narrative in the media that we were guaranteed a quadruple. I don't know where that came from. But the other thing is, you got Chelsea fans that were celebrating losing because they wanted us to lose the league, but then they're doing a protest the next game against their owners. So, but you just wanted to lose. So why are you blaming your owners for losing? So I don't get that. And then you got Spurs fans that are getting relegated, that probably favourites to get relegated after conceding in the 95th minute or whatever. You still got their players taking shirts off and taking celebration photos and uploading it saying, what a game, sitting in the relegation zone. As soon as that Arsenal final whistle goes, I get it, there's football banter. But mate, where's the media coverage on all this? Why is it always just us? There's other big things going on, you know. Chelsea have spent, $1 billion as well in less time than us. I hardly see anything about them probably not getting Europe this season. Spurs are going down, probably the biggest catastrophe of any big club in recent history. There's no, oh yeah, Spurs going down. Oh yeah, but Arsenal. And I do think it affects the players. And maybe that's on them because they're not mentally strong enough. And maybe we can criticise them for not being mentally tough enough. But it does there's been about 15 Gary Neville segments on it. And come on.
But the players can't be like Gary Neville having a bit of a go at you on Sky.
I know, they've got to be mentally strong.
At the end of the day, I look at it yesterday, right? And did Man City over-celebrate? No, not
over-celebrate. No, they deserve to celebrate. Yeah.
They've done exactly what Arsenal have done in the past, but all of a sudden, when we do it, it's highlighted. You know what I mean? I see a player, not for the first time, take his shirt off and jump into the crowd with 10 minutes to go, you know what I mean? Nothing's really said about it. But at the end of the day, I always look at that. You know, Kevin, God bless his soul, used to say, take it as a compliment. You know what I mean? That they're talking about the Arsenal. Take it as a compliment. That's never really bothered me, you know what I mean?
Remember when Odegaard got a camera? That was headline news for about 3 months.
The one thing I would say and all that, you know, we're very fortunate as Arsenal fans that we don't want our team to lose certain games. I've been supporting Arsenal for a very, very long while. I've never gone to a game hoping that we're going to lose. We've never been put in that position. But these other teams have, so I don't know what it's like. You know what I mean? I don't know what it's going to be like if we can't win the league.
Yeah, imagine we lose our next two. Obviously, we're going to be in meltdown. And the league will be gone. But then we go to West Ham.
Relegated. West Ham beats.
So it might come to.
But then imagine we go into that West Ham situation. And the league's gone. I'm going to be in the mindset of, okay, well, I remember what you did against Man City the other season, where Son missing that and stuff. I'll be sitting there going, Declan Rice, stick it in your own net. But I bet you there'll be 15 segments on Arsenal fans. They've just lost the league and they're worried about Tottenham. How are you celebrating another club going? But when other teams are doing it right now, there's nothing. It's funny. That's what I don't get the narrative.
We're lucky. We've never ever been in that position. We'll have to wait and see if that does come up and all that. Hopefully it don't. We go to West Ham, we're still fighting. You know what I mean? For it'd be ironic in a couple of weeks' time. And what I don't want is that Arsenal can't win the league and all the Tottenham fans cheering us on. You know what I mean? You know, that's what we want. We want to go to West Ham with all those Tottenham fans going, "Oh, we want you to win now," you know. But we need it for ourselves, you know. So there'd be very, very funny situations, and football is a funny thing. Listen, I've never ever gone around saying I had the ump. Right, when we lost to Southampton. I still think that's the game. I go back to that game when fans, this is what maybe with fans coming, don't worry, Lee, the league, it's the league, it's all about the league, you know what I mean? I see the bigger picture, you know what I mean? And the bigger picture is you win that game. The bigger picture of that also is that because we've gone out of the FA Cup, right, Man City can go above us on
because that game's moved to midweek.
What would have happened was our game against Newcastle would have been pushed forward, and we could have kept the thing going. Yeah. I don't. Well, that for me was a big blow, you know. Yeah. You know, listen, talking to a few Man City fans yesterday, the ones that are giving it, they're going to go on and win the treble this season again.
Yeah, that's again the treble. I think that's gone quietly under the radar as well.
It's gone under the radar. You know what I mean? But that's what's going to happen, you know. I haven't heard any of them going on about winning the treble or whatever, we haven't. I have not heard Arsenal fans going on, we're going to win this, we're going to win that, I haven't. I haven't heard that. But at the end of the day, also, speaking to a couple of Man City fans yesterday, they're not as confident that they're going to go and win every single game. I know that they're going, I got into we stopped off on the way home yesterday, you know, and he goes, what do you think the Man City fan comes in? I thought, the last thing I want to talk to is a Man City fan, you know what I mean? Really, I wanted to stick the burger somewhere, you know what I mean? Anyway, that's another story, But he was quite he turned around and said, don't think this is over yet. He goes, we ain't as good as what people think we are. So like we'll wait and see, like, you know what I mean? So
we've now got all the question marks are on us now. You know, we've been top since October.
Mm-hmm.
And it's always been our City as good as we thought. Now it's all shifted to us. What are you about?
Can we
now?
do it? Yeah.
The lead's gone now. All that 9 points and whatever, and we thought we were going to stroll away into the sunset. Now we got to show what we're really about.
If you don't think we're going to win it from here, do you?
No, 100%. Not even 99.
No.
Right. So where are we going to lose it then? What game?
I think we've already
lost it.
I think once they go ahead of us, we won't catch them.
Well, they're ahead of us, but they're not ahead of us, are they?
No, they're not.
They're not.
I'm saying,
let's get that right. They are not ahead of us.
not right now. No.
Okay, we'll lose it on Wednesday.
If they win their games in hand, they are level on points. They're not above us. It's not in their hands.
But they are above us on goal difference.
They are on goal difference, but that can change.
That can change.
That can change.
Yeah.
So what games are you see? So you're looking at. All right, we'll look at the games quickly before we go. Forget about them. Like, I'm not like Robbie talking about Man City. Forget about them. We've got Newcastle at home. Our next game after that is a Champions League game in Madrid. Forget about that. But then we've got Fulham at home. So we've got 2 home games now to realistically put a bit of pressure.
And we play 2 before they play again.
Yeah. So
we
we've
can
got
be
2,
6 clear.
We've got 2 home games, right? You know what I mean? Like.
I think we'll win both.
Right, okay. West Ham away.
Win.
Burnley at home.
Win.
Crystal Palace away.
Win.
So we've got 5 games here.
And I think we'll win them all.
I honestly, I'll be honest with you, that Newcastle game for me is, I know they're not
Because
in good form. I just think because of what's happened, we're an emotional team. Arteta's an emotional manager. I think having to sit there all week, and it's going to get even worse on Wednesday if City go and spank Burnley. I think that even adds to it. And you turn up at the Emirates, how are they going to feel in that stadium against Newcastle, hitting us on the break?
I'll ask the questions about, you're Mikel now, you're both Mikel, right? Unfortunately, right?
Summer people. But
what do you do the next few days? Do you give the players days off now and just say, right, forget about football, or you have them in? Do you as a manager, does players, do you watch the game Wednesday, or do you just try and switch off from it now and try and ease that pressure? What do you do?
Don't do anything. If I'm generally honest, just take it as it goes. He's already started fires at the training pitch. He's actually started a fire at the training pitch. What more can you possibly do? It's just take it, like, you know what I mean? Like, he's literally started a fire, Lee, there was a fire in the training pitch, not a physical fire. He's on fire. He set this table on fire in front of the players, and it did nothing. I don't know what we can
Did
ask.
You know he actually set a fire on the training ground?
No, he
didn't just say I'm on fire.
Yeah.
He set a fire at Colney.
He set a fire, a campfire, like a fire. There was a real fire at the training ground. What more? Like, what's he supposed to do? Like, bulldoze the building down or something? I don't know, show him that we need power and strength. Lee, he set a fire on in the training ground.
It was great white last.
We've gone from a quad to a dog. Win the dog.
Mate.
Win dog's not safe.
Win ain't safe. It's a fire hazard.
That dog, Jesus. Get that dog out of here, man. We haven't won a thing since we brought that dog in. Because we won the FA Cup before the dog. And then we brought the dog in and we haven't won anything.
Poor old win.
I feel sorry for the dog.
I feel sorry for the dog.
Oh, no, I don't. Mate, they can sell, 40 quid plushies in the shop of it.
Do you know, we've seen that.
Yeah. Crazy.
They have little things of the dog. They have about 40 quid.
Yeah, we saw it.
Someone couldn't afford that, Jack.
A teddy bear. A little dog teddy bear.
It's 40 quid.
That's why they put it in there. More merch, isn't it?
I'd get them in maybe today and just go over it. And then I'd give them a few days off.
Yeah,
I think they need.
There's nothing we can
break.
do now. Like literally, win your games. That's it.
They need to switch off a little bit. I feel like when I watched the 2 teams yesterday, even though I felt like we did play better, but obviously didn't win, I look at our team. It's like we've got the weight of the world on our shoulders. Honestly, that's how I feel.
Just got to just take that off.
I feel like City look like, oh man, Cherky just step over Bernardo. Did you see yesterday when Bernardo Silva outpaced Havertz and muscled him off the ball?
He beat Gyökeres in the air as well, though.
I said, something ain't right here.
I thought, do you know what? I don't like him, but he done really well there.
Oh, Bernardo.
Yeah, it was a great. How the referee see handball on that, by the way, I'll never know. But it was, listen, at the end of the day, they're at home. we all watched it in different places yesterday, like
yeah.
different circumstances, like, you know what I mean? The atmosphere it's very hostile up there. You know what I mean? Like, I'll give them their due, Man City. Like, they're a hostile bunch.
Yeah.
It's a
rivalry's building, isn't it?
There's an aggression there. You know what I mean? And I have to say, it's one of the best atmospheres I've been at. Like, it's not intimidating, but they're in your face.
Yeah.
And they give it to you.
Yeah.
They give it to you, like, you know. Listen, we're coming to the end of the show, like, we'll be back.
Predictions?
We're doing the next show.
We'll
Next
do
show.
another one. I don't know what we're doing that because some of us are off to Uganda
Oh, yeah.
When are you going? Friday?
Friday, like, yeah.
Will we do the show Thursday? I don't
So
know.
we might do it
We'll
Thursday.
see.
Like, I don't know where Robbie.
Robbie's hiding. you know,
Robbie's.
Robbie knew that there was going to be a lot of energy towards him today on Fourever
unbelievable.
Arteta show, you know what I mean? So he ducked out to LA.
He's
It's right for some, isn't it?
You know what I mean? Why aren't we going to LA?
We're sat here. We're gonna have AGT come down in a minute and shout in our faces. We've got look, I see him out the door waiting, and he's gone to LA.
He's got nothing to shout about, has he?
Do you
This guy's going to Hollywood while we're putting up with all
so
this.
he's gone up there, and then he's back. He's in Uganda, so he's doing all right. Like, so we'll probably be back sometime. I reckon Thursday.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, for a prediction show and all that. But before we go, comments of the day.
Comments.
Which none of us are prepared.
I know I have. I'm
all
pretty
right,
professional. Look, listen, I just want to say that I've got like love to Adrian and the family and all that. Like, I just want to say thank you for all the lovely comments. Now, Adrian, I know has seen every one of them. Like, you know, he's watched the Fourever Arsenal. He's watched the Invincibles as well. Like, and he appreciates everything that was been said. And listen, if you have made a comment and all that, I can guarantee that he has read every single one. Like, you know, so thanks for that. Obviously, like, he's gutted after not winning yesterday. Like, you know, but. Yeah, so from me to you, just want to say thank you for all those lovely messages.
Yeah, that was brilliant, man. I saw a lot of people supporting him in the comments. It'd be good to get him on.
Yeah, like, I'm hoping I'm seeing him tomorrow. So
maybe if Robbie's off on his trips, we can make a little replacement.
Like, hopefully, I'm going to see if he's well enough. He might even be coming in with me Thursday. So if he does, we'll try and get him on if he can come in.
Can I give the first comment? We haven't mentioned it in the show, but PA's wrote it. But Alex Manninger. R.I.P.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Former Arsenal goalkeeper.
That was a shock
good
as well.
Player
Wasn't it?
as well.
You know what I mean?
And then
Juventus
a crash
as well.
on it or something. It's
Crash
terrible. Terrible news.
So yeah, thoughts to his family as well.
Of course,
like,
Yeah, I actually had a comment that was sent to me via message from the guy JC again, one of Chipmunk's guys, that was just saying that this show sort of helps him de-stress when he watches it. He sat there with it all up in his head, and we sort of sit here and talk it out, and it means a lot to the fans to have something to just like try and rationalise what's going on. And being at Box Park yesterday, the amount of people that came up to me, obviously as someone that's, you know, been doing this for a little less time than you guys.
I recognise you without your hat.
Yeah, you know, like, I swear to God, the first guy to come up to me went, "Is that Jack? Oh, where's your hat, mate?" He went, "Wait, you've got hair." He was like, "I thought you were just wearing a hat for..." I was like, "Mate," I was like, "Boys, I just like wearing hats. I know it's going to cost me in the future, but hey, I like wearing hats." And I also wanted to give a quick big up.
Yeah, big up, like, because we come in with gifts today.
We've come up with gifts today from the iconic brand Sunaware. We've all been gifted some tracksuits.
You're a medium, are you?
I'm a medium, mate.
Small.
Hey, we're supposed to be friendly, you know, Robbie.
Yeah, it's been nice to talk today, actually.
It's been nice to talk.
Wonder why we haven't been interrupted today.
Look at this.
Look at this. We got a nice little tracksuits for the gang. We got a nice little hoodie here. Go on, Lee, have a look. And we got some bottoms here as well.
I don't know if at my age I can get away with it.
Oh, you can get away with that, Lee. You know what?
You're as young as you feel, mate.
Yeah?
Mate, I've seen you in some decent tracksuits, mate.
Yeah,
I think we can get away in that.
I'm going to take mine in Uganda with me, like, yeah.
So, you might see us all three in matching tracksuits soon. Obviously, Robbie doesn't get one because he decided to fly off to LA in it. So, you know, you snooze, you lose.
But, that's it. I like
big up to the guys there. That was really kind of them.
Appreciate
thank you very much.
If anyone else wants to send us any gifts, feel free, you know.
Yeah.
PO box, all that.
Hair products for Jack.
Send me some gel. Hey, if you're lucky, get me some sea salt spray. I might take the hat off. Who knows?
Well, thanks for watching the show. We'll be back. We don't know if Robbie will be back. We don't know, like, you know, but we'll be back next time, and we'll obviously be predicting what happens. But don't forget, you must get your picks in
8 p.m.
8 p.m. Don't remember that, 8 p.m. on Wednesday. Otherwise, you will not be able to beat. Now, don't go out on a wimp and not beat me. You know what I mean? By not entering before 8 o'clock, So you must get your picks in 8 o'clock at the very, very latest.
And before we go, I'm only 1 point behind Lee.
Oh yeah, prediction table. I ain't put that up, have we?
No. We don't. We'll look at it next time. Just remember, 1 point. So you better lock in because I'm on course to beat Judges.
Yeah, That's 1 point in front of me.
Don't bottle it, mate.
I've been top of the league since October.
Lee Arteta.
Lee Arteta. Mikel Judges. Oh.
Take care. We're out of here. Right, let's make my picks now. Oh, that one's obvious.
Oh, well, go on then.
Yeah, that one there, Rob.
Are you sure about that?
I am.
Well, maybe we should do beat Lee then.
Yeah, why not?
Well, if you think you can beat Lee, let's do it.